Got those for everything else.
Yeah.
On the record.
I have reviewed briefly what we are giving exhibit number 6. Exhibit number 6 will be considered the determination against which Mr. Walsh is appealing. All right, so that takes care of my first bullet point. The second bullet point I had was, and the only other thing I actually read in this case, to this point, was a letter dated, well, we received September 19th from Mr. Walsh, and he indicated he wished to appeal a exclusion, and that's the document that I just looked at, so we're all on the same page. He also, at about 2/3 of the way down, requested the following be present to offer their testimony, and then he listed the mayor, 2 commissioners, security personnel on duty that day, and the person signing the letter of restriction, which I'm assuming is the letter of the termination letter, and Mr. Ames, I believe that's you. I think I saw your signature on there. So what I said I wanted to talk about today, because it's not normal course for this office to be subpoenaing anyone. We don't typically issue subpoenas. I have the right to do that, and will do that, Mr. Walsh, but I have the ability to determine whether or not the person that is being sought to testify has potentially relevant testimony. And so, since until I just read the exclusion, I had no idea what this exclusion is about and who theoretically was there or not. I need you to talk to me about the request for the subpoena, and I will give the city an opportunity to respond if Mr. Walsh does in fact request any of the people to come. So, Mr. Walsh?
There's another item that I need to talk to you about.
Then talk to me.
Okay, among a lot of physical things that are wrong with me, one of them is Crohn's disease, which means I have to go to the restroom right away. So if I say to you, I'm going to the restroom, I'll probably say it as I'm moving.
That's fine.
So the other thing is, I understand there's an employee restroom on this floor, and I would like to be able to use that.
I agree. Mike, you'll make access, give access
Absolutely.
to Mr.
Okay, normally what happens with this is I don't eat breakfast, so for the next 3 or 4 hours I should be okay. However, I have been at city council meetings where I had to leave. So you need to know that.
I'm the only guy here. I'm in control of when we stop and when we start. So you simply, I gotta stop and you're out of here, and we'll start again when you're back.
Okay.
Not a problem.
So
Let's
the
talk about-
witnesses, you want the
I want you to-
justification
I
for the
want-
witnesses?
Yes, I need the relevancy.
There's a video involved in this also that we can bring up if we go to the city council's main site, and then you can go to the auditor's office and bring up the items of the tent, and it'll show the entire video. I also made a disc of the video. However, I am terrible when it comes to this kind of stuff. This is beyond me, but I know it's there because I brought it up on my computer. So I know I got the video on the disc, but I'm not too sure what happens if you put it in a computer here where you could look at it. So it might be better just to go to the city and go to the tent. And look, I can give you the places where you should look in times. So it would save you a lot of time, but it's not a long meeting. It's one of the shorter meetings that they have. It's about 2 hours. And the confrontation takes place about 54 minutes into the meeting. So the witnesses that I requested are principal witnesses and actors in the drama that took place on the 10th. Commissioner Amanda Fritz interrupted my 3 minutes of testimony, and I went to respond to that, and I was cut off by the mayor, and I went to argue that I still had at least a minute of my time, and I should be able to use that. So Amanda Fritz, she was the catalyst, as far as I was concerned, by interrupting my testimony and explaining items that she thought that she should do. So it's critical for me to have her here because she was the catalyst for it. Having the mayor here, the mayor made the decision to exclude me from the meeting, and he also interrupted my ability to comment on the following 2 items that were never brought up in my presence, and I wanted to speak on those, and I was allowed under the charter for Portland 3 minutes on each item. So I was excluded from talking about those 2 items. So the mayor, my suspicion is that the mayor and the city attorney wrote this letter and had this good gentleman over here sign it. I don't think this gentleman has any idea of any of this stuff.
That's not where we're going. I just tried
Okay, okay.
So you talked about Commissioner Fritz, you talked about the mayor.
And now, Commissioner Fish interrupted me when I attempted to respond to Commissioner Fritz. And he went on for almost 2 minutes explaining different items that had nothing to do with my original question. My original question had to do with how you take funds from parks and recreation and pay a consultant to do a housing study for the campus. I wanted to know how you did that legally.
Okay, so all I care about, he interfered with your right to speak.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. By the charter, not by the mayor's whims, by the charter, it says I am entitled to 3 minutes uninterrupted.
We'll let you argue that later.
Okay.
So what about the security guards?
Well, the security guards themselves are peripheral people that were called in to remove me, and their testimony, I would imagine, would go to my character and my responses during the removal process.
And do you know who those folks were?
Yeah, I think that there's at least 2 of them here that I know that were present. So those are the people that I would talk to and cross-examine. And I'm assuming that this letter that was given to me are allegations. This is not evidence. Somebody's got to support these allegations.
Let's not quibble about that yet.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out who's going to be a witness and who isn't going to be a witness.
Okay, those are the 3 witnesses that I asked for, and the security people, and also the signature of the letter. Those are the people that I asked. Obviously, the signature person of the letter, my question is, why is he here? Because he doesn't know anything about this.
Well, that's your
and where he got his information is secondhand.
that's your, but he's here so he can be a witness and tell us that, right? So,
but I asked for him to be here. So.
And he's here.
And I'm grateful.
Okay, I didn't know who it was. I didn't even know what the letter was until just now, but now I know he's here. So we don't have to worry